poppin'? What is going on, everyone? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. So the Dallas Cowboys have signed Amari Cooper to a 5-year, $100 million contract. Okay, so now the Dallas Cowboys, they just recently franchise tagged Dak Prescott, but they've actually re-signed Amari Cooper to a 5-year deal worth $100 million, and that's pretty much $20 million per year. Now, before I give my actual take on how I feel about this contract, let me say this right now. Having weapons at your disposal, whether you have an elite quarterback or not, it's important in my opinion. When we look at the final 4 teams in the NFL playoffs this year, the 4 teams that made the conference championship games, okay, so the AFC championship and the NFC championship game, the Packers had Devontae Adams, elite wide receiver. The 49ers had Emmanuel Sanders, who's shown to be an established number 1 wide receiver. The 49ers offense did not fully take off until they had Emmanuel Sanders on their offense, or you could just argue and say George Kittle's that guy on their offense. But either way, you need to have a number 1 guy. The 49ers had a number 1 guy, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs, they've got that guy in Tyreek Hill. The Tennessee Titans look like they found that guy in A.J. Brown. So I've always been higher on wide receivers than most people. A lot of people say that you can find a great wide receiver in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. I'm a proponent that if you need a stud wide receiver, go and draft them in the 1st round. If you have a good, solid coaching staff and a good, solid infrastructure, I'm all for spending a 1st round pick on a wide receiver. And Amari Cooper's 25 years old, okay? So, look, there's a lot of upside for Amari Cooper. I do believe he's probably a top 10 wide receiver in football right now, okay? I'm not saying Amari Cooper is DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, or Julio Jones. To me, those 3 guys are the top 3 wide receivers in football right now. Whatever order you want to put those guys in, I believe they have to be your top 3 guys. You know, Amari Cooper, he's a good wide receiver, okay? Now, he did disappear versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 16. He did not have a catch versus the Patriots, and he kind of disappeared versus the Saints this year. So, I would like to see Amari Cooper not disappear in some of these bigger games for me to feel super confident about this deal. But again, I understand why Dallas made this move. You know, he's basically getting the same amount of money as Michael Thomas. Personally, however, Cowboys fans, I'm going to say this right now. I think Amari Cooper was overpaid. Now, I understand Amari Cooper's value to the Dallas Cowboys offense, which is why I don't want to fully crucify the Cowboys for overpaying this man so much money, because the Washington Redskins, they had a real run at Amari Cooper. The Cowboys wanted to keep him in their division. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. They want to keep him as a Dallas Cowboy and not allow him to go to a team like the Redskins, who are a team the Cowboys want to face twice a year in their division, okay? Amari Cooper, we saw Dak Prescott without Amari Cooper, okay, a couple years ago. The Cowboys spent a 1st round pick on Amari Cooper. Their offense instantly took off, okay? So I understand that Amari Cooper is vital to Dak Prescott and vital to this Cowboys offense, okay? However, I just think that it would not have been a bad idea if Amari Cooper walked out the door. It wouldn't have been a bad idea. And ultimately, I think the Cowboys overpaying Amari Cooper will come back to potentially haunt them. I would not be shocked down the road if the Cowboys eventually are going to have to trade Amari Cooper because of their cap situation, especially if they have to re-sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal next year, because then you'll be paying your quarterback $35+ million, okay? And then Amari Cooper's getting paid $20+ million per year right there, and then Ezekiel Elliott just became probably the highest paid running back in football as of right now this past offseason that happened. That's a lot of money for those 3 players. I don't think Amari Cooper is worth $20 million per year. I think he's worth 15. I think he's potentially worth $17 million per year maybe. But 20, that's overpaying for Amari Cooper. And personally, if I'm the Cowboys, I would have let him walk. I would have drafted a Henry Ruggs. I would have started over, because I just don't see the Cowboys cap situation helping them out at all long term, okay? And ultimately, unfortunately, I think that the Dallas Cowboys were forced to make this move because they know their quarterback, Dak Prescott, needs help. That's why I'm a firm believer that the Cowboys need to go out and draft another quarterback. Because, let's be real, Ezekiel Elliott, with his off-the-field issues, with him cutting in line of Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper 2 years in advance, a lot of teams would have probably potentially traded away Ezekiel Elliott an off-season ago, okay? One of the reasons why the Cowboys felt the need to pay Ezekiel Elliott early on and earlier than expected was because they know that Zeke is a great player, but Dak Prescott, we've seen him without Ezekiel Elliott. We've actually seen Darren McFadden go for over 1,000 yards in the same Cowboys offense. Why keep Zeke? Why not go running back by committee? The reason why, and Cowboys fans don't want to admit it, but I'm going to give them the medicine and the cold hard truth. Their quarterback, Dak Prescott, depends on these guys so much to win games. That is why Dak Prescott is not worth $35+ million per year. And again, Cowboys fans think I hate Dak Prescott. I don't hate Dak Prescott. I said Dak Prescott's a franchise quarterback, and I would pay him the money if it's reasonable. So if I'm the Cowboys, at this point, you have to. If you are serious about being a Super Bowl contender long-term, you must make a long-term plan to draft another quarterback and move on from Dak Prescott after next season. You absolutely cannot re-sign him to a long-term deal. Now you got Amari Cooper on this big max deal. And I'll give you an example of why I believe the Cowboys are stuck and why I believe they feel that their quarterback needs a lot of help. The Houston Texans, a couple of days ago, just traded away DeAndre Hopkins and sent him to the Arizona Cardinals. I did not agree with the trade. I thought the value they got back for DeAndre Hopkins was awful. But do you want to know why Bill O'Brien even thought that he needed to make that trade? For one, he's an idiot, okay? But also, number two, Bill O'Brien knows Deshaun Watson is probably arguably a top 5 quarterback in football. Can we say that about Dak Prescott? No. See, the thing about the Houston Texans is what's going to save them from Bill O'Brien's stupidity of giving away DeAndre Hopkins for such a little amount. The reason why I believe the Texans have an opportunity to reboot and recover from that bad trade is because Deshaun Watson can win a division behind the worst offensive line in football. I believe he's talented enough to overcome and make up for lack of weapons on the outside. Deshaun Watson is a very talented quarterback. He's an elite quarterback today. After what I saw in the playoffs versus the Buffalo Bills from Deshaun Watson without Will Fuller, his second wide receiver, his second lead wide receiver, he didn't play in that game. Without the Houston Texans giving him much of a running game in that game, without the Houston Texans blocking for him for most of that game, Deshaun Watson found a way to single-handedly win a playoff game. Deshaun Watson is an elite talent. He's a top 5 quarterback in today's game right now. If you don't think he's a top 5 quarterback, he's at least borderline elite, and he's going to be worth that blank check. The Dallas Cowboys, meanwhile, they're out here doing everything they can to bring in Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, and that's the problem. Amari Cooper was overpaid, and I believe the Dallas Cowboys down the road, if they don't move on from Dak Prescott, they're going to regret this contract. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out, just help me grow as a broadcaster. Help me learn. Get other people hip to this channel. Just share this channel with all your friends. Share this channel on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. All that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. All that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.